Yo, what is up, guys? TML fan 1967 here, back at it again with another video. And today, guys, we are going to be doing our yearly player reviews for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I am going to be doing 5 player reviews. As you can see, there's 5 players there that I'm going to review from this season. And I'll be doing this into like a mini series almost. So let me just get these up in order. So the first player we have here is Morgan Rielly. So Morgan Rielly had a fairly good season this year. Obviously, he was either one of the or probably the best defenseman on the Leafs this year. He produced points. He had a lot of assists this year. He helped up the goalie a lot. So yeah, Morgan Rielly, basically he had a really good season, I would say. So I'm going to grade Morgan Rielly an A, not an A plus, just because he didn't produce a lot of points, but he did produce. He produced. I wouldn't give him the plus just because he wasn't really a point producer. Just because of the fact he wasn't really a point producer, he just played defense. So yeah, and sometimes he would play too much offense, but then still won't score. So yeah, Morgan Rielly, you get an A. The next player I have on my list is William Nylander. Okay, so I don't know how much hate I'm going to get in the comments for this, but let's be honest. He didn't have the best season. He didn't have the season I thought he would have because his rookie season, he had a really pretty good season, but sophomore year, he just wasn't as good as his rookie season. He wasn't scoring enough. He wasn't getting enough points. Playoffs, I didn't even know he was on the team. So, yeah. Him and Matthews as well. Him and Matthews were really invisible in the playoffs, especially in the playoffs. So, I would have to give William Nylander this. I would give him. Let me think about this for a sec. You know what? I give William Nylander a B plus this year, just because he was a little bit of a disappointment in his sophomore year because he wasn't as great as his rookie season, but a B plus is still not a bad grading to get. So yeah, William Nylander, only because he didn't have the best sophomore year, I'm giving him a B plus. The next player I have is Mitch Marner. So as you guys know, he struggled a lot in the beginning of the season. He wasn't scoring at all. But once Matthews was getting injured in like the second part of the season, like after the All-Star break, he absolutely turned on. He was scoring. He was like the fill-in for Matthews almost when he was injured. Obviously he's an amazing player. He played amazing in the playoffs when everyone else was invisible. So I'm gonna have to give Mitch Marner an A. I give him an A. Just because the first half of the season he was not doing good at all, but it was good that in the second half of the season he picked up his pace. He was scoring, and he was the player that everyone thought he would be, especially in his rookie season. So yeah, I give Mitch Marner an A. The next player I have on my list is Austin Matthews. So obviously Austin Matthews got injured a lot this year. He missed, I think, about 20 to 25 games this year in total, adding up with all his injuries. So obviously I don't think he was too happy about that. It might have affected him in the playoffs. I don't know. He was a little bit invisible, him and Nylander especially. So yeah, Austin Matthews, he had a good start to the season. He was really doing well when Mitch Marner wasn't. So I have to give Austin Matthews an A again. I know I'm giving everyone A's, but Austin Matthews really deserves an A this year just because he had a outstanding rookie season. He was just on fire. This season he slowed down a bit. Still hit the 30 goal mark, but just because he was injured a lot this season and he was invisible in the playoffs, I'm going to have to give him an A. And the last player we have on our list for today is Freddie Anderson. Obviously, we know how many records he broke this year. We know how outstanding he played in the playoffs. We know that amazing save he made on Pasternak in the playoffs. He set so many records, wins in a home wins in a season for a Leaf goalie. Obviously, he was the MVP for the Leafs this season. He just did an amazing job in net when the Leafs couldn't score or they're in a tough situation, especially in the playoffs. Actually, in the playoffs, the first 2 games were a little rough for him. Especially, even Game 7 was a little bit rough, especially in the third period. But he did bail them out in Game 5 and 6. Let's be real there. Game 5 and 6, he bailed them out, brought them to Game 7. And especially in the regular season, he, I wouldn't say he carried the team, but he was definitely a big factor into the success of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, for that reason, I give him an A+. Not because I'm like a huge Frederik Andersen fan, but we all know he had an amazing season. We all know that he should have been nominated for the Vezina. I really don't know why. To be honest, I thought he was a way better goalie than Pekka Rinne. Maybe not Hellebuck or even Vasilevsky. I thought he played much better than Rinne or Vasilevsky, or even Hellebuck. I don't know, but I thought he should have at least been nominated for the Vezina. But, I think next year it's a for sure nomination. If he plays the season he did this year, there's no way he's not getting nominated. So yeah, guys, that's all I have for today. The 5 players. So just to recap, Morgan Rielly got an A. William Nylander got a B+. Mitch Marner got an A. Austin Matthews got an A. And Frederik Andersen got an A+. So, just saying, I think Andersen was my only A+ right now. I think so, but we just have to make sure for the next episode. So, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this player gradings. Be sure to stick around for the next video where I do 5 more Leaf players. It's just going to be a random mashup every time. So, yeah, be sure to hit that like button for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.